Hi, welcome to another episode of Life on the Edge, a series of conversations with all of us here at West Edge. I'm Jesse. I will be kind of walking through this one. This is our first episode into 2024, which is really exciting. We did an intro episode earlier, and so go back and check that out if you haven't already. But I'm here with Chad and Barb, and we're
Hi,
going to talk.
Jesse.
Hi. We're going to talk a little bit about how West Edge came to be and a little bit of the history and the background and really kind of dig into why it's a thing. It's super exciting.
Why it's a thing. I'm glad it's a thing.
I'm super glad it's a thing. If it wasn't a thing, I'd be really sad.
Right. And I'm unemployed, likely.
That's probably
Right.
true. Or I'd be doing something I don't really want to do, which is definitely not fun. So
Right.
I think the first things that we should do is probably go through a little bit of introductions. So I want to start with Barb.
Me?
Yeah, you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Barb.
Well, I have been here at West Edge since 2018. I keep him in line, try to at least. And I have two wonderful kids, and I love to cook and bake.
Which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So at work, what would you say your role here is?
A little bit of everything. I wear many, many, many hats, depending on what the project is that week that we're doing. But main thing is admin and finance.
So you keep the money in line.
She
make
makes
that
sure
all
you
works.
get paid. And
So I want to say thank you, Barb.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. Absolutely.
Anytime.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll jump in next. Jesse, I have been with West Edge for almost 7 years, which is mind blowing to think of. Started out in a couple different roles, digital strategist, and then marketing media director, and now client services director. But ultimately, I get to help clients find what's going to move the needle for them in the way that they want, and just build great relationships and ultimately have fun doing what we love. Right?
Right.
yeah, and our current episode director said we can't have run-on sentences, so I'll try to keep my introduction really short.
I will not be
No.
able to do that. So
Right. Good.
go ahead, Chad.
Yeah, so I'm Chad. I've been with West Edge since the beginning, since before there was a West Edge collective. I am currently the founder and chief instigator is the title, but I'm really a habitual entrepreneur in the creative space in marketing technology, real estate, and all of that good stuff.
So I had some information dropped on me earlier. You two are actually married, right? To each other?
Yes.
Oh,
Interesting.
yes, this is my beautiful wife of just over 20 years. So
Cool. 20 years. That's amazing.
20 years.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And so when you said you started in 2018, you've really been along for the entire thing. And I'm confident that you've been making a lot of the decisions behind the scenes,
Yeah.
which is good.
I just stay behind and tell them what to do, and then, yeah.
She
work?
she makes sure when I give her the roadmap that we follow the roadmap because if there's not a roadmap, then I like to take all the trails, and she helps keep me on the trail.
Yeah,
I
we've
reel
never-
them in.
We've never seen how that goes. At
No,
all.
no,
Yeah, not
right.
at all. Okay, cool. Well, it's kind of like you're the big project manager to make sure that things keep moving forward.
Well, and you guys are both also on the leadership team as well,
Yep,
right?
yep.
All right. What's that like?
It's fun. No, it is really fun. And I, like I say, I've been here quite a while, so it is definitely a great opportunity for me to grow my skill set, but be able to get back beyond just the, things that I've learned and the things that I know, but be able to hopefully help nurture the next generation of folks to be able to come in and do some of the things that we do.
Right.
But yet realize that I'm also still very much in the learning stage of life. But I think that's kind of how growing in general
You'll
works.
never be done. That's a news flash.
Fact.
You will never be done learning,
100%.
especially in agency world, right?
dude, this
What's the biggest thing that has been a surprise in agency world?
Just that nobody has got a manual that is how you do this and how you move forward. Like you're kind of figuring it out every time as it goes, and which is good because iterating on your process means that the next time you can learn from what you've either been successful or failed at and get better the whole time. So
The journey's the process, right?
Yeah.
And always being on a new journey. You don't want to go on the same vacation every time, right?
I mean, sometimes that sounds nice.
Sometimes, right?
No, but it's good. So rolling into that, like, tell me from your guys' perspective, because you've obviously been here through the whole thing, like, how did West Edge get started? What
Right.
what is it? Where'd you get there? How did it happen?
Yeah, I actually want to hear from Barb
Ooh.
what her reaction
like
was
that.
when I said, "Hey, I want to start another company."
It's- actually, no, actually, I said, do it. Go for it. I back you the 100%. So
So when was that? When was West Edge officially?
Yeah, so officially, and I think Barb got me the date earlier, March 3rd of 2015 is when we actually got all of our articles of organization with the state of Wyoming and fired up the real LLC behind it. We started visioning it in late 2014, right around the same time as we're in right now, rolling into a new year and trying to understand what the community needs, what our clients would need, and really building a team of experts and innovators and creatives that could really pull off another vibe to what an agency could be.
Break that down a little bit though. Like, tell me the initial thought
Yeah.
of the collective versus traditional agency structure and all that.
Right. So 2014, left a previous agency that I was at and wanted to take a bit of a different approach and finding the right talent, the right experts, the collective of people that would really create these awesome results for our clients and create success in a different approach. So we started West Edge Collective as really a parent to what we saw multiple companies underneath that are subsidiaries. So when we first started, West Edge Collective was the parent. We fired up West Edge Digital, West Edge Marketing, West Edge Creative, and looking at really a lot of the different divisions and departments that are in an agency as being able to fire up and spin off as their own organizations right from the get-go. One of the things we learned very, very early on is that people like security. They like the
No.
right. Yeah. No. the security that comes with having a full-time gig with benefits and so on, and the grind around a collective is often very tough, and it's feast or famine. So as we moved through the years, really, I want to say abandoned, but focused on building a healthy company rather than a collection of companies. And we've seen spinoffs since then, but really, our goal of being able to build a creative economy, I think we're still absolutely right there.
Awesome. Yeah, that makes sense. And it's been fun. You know, I've been here, I believe I technically started about a little over 2 years after the thing just got started. And, you know, I mean, you started, I believe, with you two and then up to 5. And then when I started, I think we were at 18 and we've been about 20 since then. But seeing how the collective has kind of changed from, you know, trying to do all of those different things to kind of an agency mindset, but then really seeing how it's kind of expanded into other things is really cool. So maybe expand on some of the expansion into other things, which is just wild.
Yeah. So if you think about it, 2015, we fired up in March. There were no employees for the first full year. Everybody was 1099. Actually, we did have 1 or 2 employees that came on part-time and then full-time into the summer and into the fall. I wasn't actually even an employee until 2016, as well as a couple of the other partners at that time. So we were kind of running rogue, no payroll, you know, no.
Do you miss that, Barb? No payroll.
No payroll.
Yeah.
No, that was
no.
nice.
Hey, it's easier to do the books that way, though.
Yeah.
And so that collective mindset of we're just an amalgamation of a bunch of people doing cool things. After that first year, really realized that we need to take it to the next level. And from there, you know, over the years, you know, growing into our spaces and really expanding our services, we've really been able to diversify and really start to have a couple of those spin-off ideas that's really helping the whole creative economy.
Well, and tell me how has it worked to define and identify those and capture those opportunities? Is it intentional or is it kind of serendipity where it just lands and
Yeah.
you're like, oh shit, let's pursue this?
Yeah, I would say intentional in the sense of an original vision to build an ecosystem of like-minded folks who are doing the same approach to growth as we were. And at the end of the day, seeing what's been developed over the last 8 or 9 years and over the past 20 years in Cheyenne has really helped me understand that investing in those next generation of creatives, the next generation of people wanting to make better for themselves and our community and our clients is really what it came down to be. So now we've been able to start a couple of real estate companies. We've been able to invest in and mentor and really incubate a food and beverage company, Rail Spur, that started during the pandemic with Los Conejos and Micro Pop Up. And from there, we've got our hands in several little projects in the area that really help drive that. And so I kind of want to maybe hear a little bit from Barb. What does that mean to you? All of these different projects.
Too, yeah. You're very involved in a lot of these things.
What does habitual mean to you?
And even going back to the Puffkin side of things, like there's such a cool story there.
Yeah. So before I started at West Edge, I had Puffkins, the food truck. And then during the pandemic, once I started at West Edge, I gave my food truck to Micro Pop-Ups to get them started, which is Los Conejos. And then just from there, we just like to help people that have kind of the same mindset of being an entrepreneur, but don't know how to start, how to begin. We kind of help them along. And then that's just basically what we've done. He says I enable him a lot because I will come up with ideas and then he just kind of takes it and runs with them, or he'll come up with ideas and then I help him figure them out as well. So we're kind of both the same way in that sense.
Yeah, she is the chief enabler if I'm the chief instigator. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because every project she comes in with complete optimism. And every team member and employee and everybody that comes around the ecosystem, she makes them feel welcome and helps, take that to the next level of inclusivity.
I think that's really cool. And like from kind of an outsider's perspective, I mean, you had started Puffkins before I started here. That was a long time ago. But like really one of the first food trucks in Cheyenne, and it was big and bold and green and pink and like, like really, really cool. You guys do a really good job of not being scared. And I think that that's one of the things that you've been able to nurture some of the partners we've worked with and clients as well. But to be able to say, what's the worst that can happen? Like, move forward. Let's continue to try to build this thing that we see the potential for. And if it doesn't work, we'll pivot and move forward. I think that's really cool. And I'd say that's a big driving factor in the entrepreneurial spirit that I get out of you too, which is cool.
The interesting thing that you said there is the ability to move and pivot and continue to see forward movement. No matter the project that we've gotten involved in or the company that we've started or the people that are, with us doing this every day, really our why hasn't necessarily changed. And our mission of what we're wanting to do, even, from the early days of the collective with all of these different companies underneath and the shit show that comes with all of these companies underneath, the why has continued to really stick with us. And for me, it's our ability to really embrace our founding principles. When we started, we wrote down all of the founding principles of why we're doing this and the values that kind of keep the decision making going every day. Mm-hmm. We feel that by embracing those, we can really elevate the next generation of creative economy and where that takes us and what we can do with immersive technology, immersive marketing, and all of the services and the products that we do around that. I think it's exciting that we haven't pivoted from the why. The what, there's a lot of new what, and we're really excited for where that new what takes us. So in 2024, what we're looking to do is take that next level of what and evolution to support the why. And we're in our new space, and hopefully here in the next couple months we'll be in and fully operational out of here. But what we're looking to do is really hone in implement our founding principles and core values in the next generation of West Edge.
Wonderful. That segue and transition was phenomenal, by the way. I'm very
You like
impressed.
that?
Yeah, no, it's good. It's my job to try to move that along, and you killed it. Yeah, I think it's really exciting to see how this space can kind of move us into what we're going to be doing for the next years beyond this, but while still supporting what has got us here and how we've built the company, which is really cool. Real quick, I did want to touch on a really big thing that seems like a small thing, but the name.
And the name, yeah. Yeah. So
know,
you've heard a couple little, twinges of
absolutely.
that, back in the day,
moving into 2024, and it's difficult to not just say West Edge Collective, but we're dropping the collective from the name. Tell me what that means.
Yeah, so in 2024, West Edge is really evolving who we are and how do we take our brand to a wider audience, and understanding that the agency is so much more than what it was 5 years ago, 8 years ago. We feel that West Edge, without the collective, is actually way more inclusive and broad to allow us to continue to grow our services and products and market share, while also continuing to harness and leverage our past. We're located obviously in the historic West Edge district of Cheyenne, Wyoming. But you put that on a wider plane. What does West Edge mean, and what is that perception around our brand values? That's where we're taking it. So we're excited that 2024, we are now West Edge, and West Edge being a group of creative trailblazers that really create innovation and authenticity, right? That's who we are. That's the who is West Edge and where we're going in the future.
Oh, I like that. And regardless of the name, I feel like it's who we've been and who we've became, right? So it is going to allow us to be effective on a larger stage. And I just really like how it resonates. It's the West Edge. It's not, collective could indicate a smaller group, but this is a larger group for, success for a lot of people, which is really exciting.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you alluded to it earlier, really eloquently, which I appreciate, but kind of getting into the mission statement and kind of like, embracing your founding principles, core values, and we're going to go through a lot of those today, but just, the why of West Edge. So walk through a little bit of that statement.
Yeah. So, I without reciting it, it's really about embracing our founding principles, right? And our core values, and doing whatever we can to raise that creative economy and mentor and accelerate the next generation of creatives. And how do we offer awesome results to our clients with those founding principles? So our mission is much greater than build a cool agency. It's about the future versus
and the community,
the now.
and further beyond the community, just everywhere.
We can't deliver exceptional results if we don't have happy people who are experts in their industries, who can provide, breakthrough success, right? And us OGs who have been in it for a minute or two in the industry, we have the responsibility to pay it forward to the next generation. So for me, coming from agency world, being able to take that and be that mentor, to be able to understand the system rather than the job. That's what it's about for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of value in that, and being able to, I think that's one of the things I really appreciate about West Edge is we have in the past done really, really intentional things about, mentoring, accelerating the next generation of creatives. We've had the internship program. We've had, you and I both, and several other people in the agency we're more than happy to talk to anyone in the community or anyone that just comes in and they're like, hey, I have this problem, and trying to help them get there, or young kids that are like, I want to work in this industry, but they don't know where yet. And, our designers will sit with someone and walk them through the software they use and just say, this is how you can be efficient and effective in this space. But really getting back to the why, like, why are the decisions you're making important, which I think is really, really cool.
Right. Go ahead.
No, You're good. You finish that up, and then we'll come back.
Yeah, for me, like we have 4 primary principles that we started with, right? And those principles run through and through today. And a lot of our decision making around our growth from, small to medium has been based on those. So, talking about those and then how our daily values, really drive that is super appropriate. We're in our new space, right? One of our founding principles is how do we, really ignite inspiration via creative spaces.
And we have an episode coming up on that a little more specifically, but this space is going to be incredible. You guys, in the intro, we talk about it a little bit, but you're seeing a little behind the scenes. Like we're literally standing at our, what do we call it? Break space?
Break area.
Couldn't be
area,
a bar
cafe,
at all. Cafe, whatever.
Yeah.
But 100-year-old brick behind us, like this is inspirational. This is creative. Like the exposed wood, like can't wait to get everybody in here to share this. There's a reason we're here. We could be much more efficient, much more cost effective by being in a steel building somewhere, but this is very much where we want to be, which is super cool.
Right. Yeah, and our spaces have been intentional for the last 8 or 9 years, right? From a crazy reclaimed metal train bridge, Connex box, jungle gym across the street to 100-year-old brick warehouse with metal and brick and wood and all that comes with that. It should, I hope, ignite that inspiration moving forward. It's going to be a blast. And
I think it already
I'm
has.
excited to see what people create out of here.
Yeah,
it'll
the
be a
buzz
unique
from
space.
go ahead, Barb.
I was just going to say it's a unique space. It's going to be something that it's not here, but will be soon. So
yeah, it's very cool. And like the buzz internally with their own people, but also from what I get from clients about them looking forward to being here and like working out of here. Like, we've got more than enough square footage for everyone to be able to be a part of, quote unquote, the collective, right? Like our group of people that's doing this. Like that word is still part of who we are, even if it's not in the name. Value appropriate marketing. That is one of the founding principles, right? And, I can speak to this a little bit as far as client services director. We always want to make sure that we're delivering solutions that make sense for somebody's budget. We don't just sell something based on what we think we can get out of someone, right? Like, does it deliver value? Does it reach the goals? Are these strategies intentional? Those type things. So it's really been important to know that that's a founding principle for me in my career, trying to help clients get to where they need to be ultimately. So I would say that's still very strong with West Edge. But do you have any other points you want to add to that?
I think every client has a different definition of value. And it's our job to understand what their goal, what their results, and what do they see value in. Every industry is different. Government's a little bit different than small mom and pops, from military, from private party. Everybody's got different understanding of what value means to them. And for us to be able to not take that cookie cutter approach is really important. And at the end of the day, we still need to see them in the grocery store. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We still want to follow them on social and be their friends. And value has to come with a level of expectation. And that for me is always back to that appropriate. What is appropriate for them? And it's not always just budget.
I think a lot of our intentional growth into different areas of service that we offer is also super important to that. I mean, we've intentionally built in a signage and experiential physical display part of our business. We have Al here who you guys will meet soon, but like for us to be able to give that to existing clients as part of our overall product offering, that breadth gives them a lot of value in knowing that we can handle that from the top down, which is really fun and really satisfying. Whenever I have conversations with clients and they're like, "Oh, we'd really love to do this," but I'm like, no, we can do that. We can absolutely do that. And actually, that was part of our growth plan with you all along, which is really cool. All right, the big one. Innovating using immersive technologies.
Yeah,
Tell me about that, because this is a big one, and this is a big part of
Innovation, right?
2024 is going to be really, really growing on this. So
Right, right. Originally, I believe the founding principle was, written as innovate in services and products, including video, audio, emerging technology, so on. Just this big old, long list of all of the services. And where we've really honed into over the past couple of years is immersive marketing. Everything we do being immersive, whether it's the inclusion of technology or large format or phone or brand emotion. Our ability to take all of these pieces in this product and service ecosystem and put them together into immersive results for our clients, I feel is second to none. And when we stop innovating, we die. And for us as an agency, we are always going to try to stay on that forefront. And we've done just that. Thinking of even technology 8 years ago versus now, it's come a long way.
a year
Right.
ago
A
compared to
year
now.
ago, yeah.
Right.
I want to expand on that just a tiny bit. I kind of want to talk a little bit behind the curtain, but like the innovation that we've taken internally on our systems and processes and admin and finance specifically, like the way that you and your team and Jalen and Chad and a lot of your oversight, how we've grown, how we utilize our software and technology internally to be more efficient, more effective, to deliver more value for clients long term, but also for us to understand is really cool. And I think that it goes unseen by the majority of people we work with, but I think it's really important to know how hard you've been working on a lot of that stuff. So it is mind blowing, but yet over the years I'm like starting to understand more of it. So kudos on leveraging that founding principle into what we do on an everyday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't just, and you guys don't just do that for our clients. We do it internally, and they're always iterating on our systems and processes. I'm excited. We have very, very few issues with AP, accounts receivable, any of that, because our systems and our processes and the innovation around getting better around that has yielded benefits.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a tight
it
ship, and you're
has.
not scared to take risks and learn, and
It's
And change it
hard.
up.
it's so hard.
It's hard,
It's
right?
hard,
yeah.
The agency having so many different service lines, so many different products, employees, it's a hard business, and it's not for everyone. And the understanding of the ins and outs, not just the outs, that's what separates.
Yeah, I mean, surface level, it's easy to just think about all the services and stuff that we provide to clients, but realizing how much damn work goes into behind the scenes in here is really cool.
Right.
All right, so any other thoughts and from a high level kind of on the founding principles?
Yeah, I
core
think tying back to
values?
what you said regarding the mentoring and accelerating the next generation of creatives, our internship programs, our hiring of juniors, our collaboration with the community from employment fairs to speaking engagements to everything that we're doing is really meant for us to be able to share knowledge to elevate that next generation. And whatever that next generation path is, whether it's, secondary education, post-secondary education, on-the-job training, internships, externships, apprenticeships, whatever that path is, we want to be there to be able to help that ship guide and navigate.
And it's not just for, new interns or anything. We do that with our own employees we have now, with sending them off to conferences, sending them to classes, just so that
Training is
everybody's
huge.
constantly always learning and
Correct.
and
Go ahead.
becoming more and more knowledgeable of what their job is or what they want to be.
Well, and even internally sharing the knowledge that we do. I mean, we have a dedicated, lunch and learn
Lunch and learns, yeah.
program,
Mhm.
essentially, that somebody can say, I want to teach or learn about this thing. We bring the experts in the organization and have a presentation slash conversation to really share that knowledge. It's very important.
I can't wait to start sharing that knowledge externally as well, because seeing that knowledge share internally and, across all the different domains, it's exciting to see the growth and the desire to innovate and train and mentor and take that next step. It's encouraging, feels like things are headed in the right direction.
Yeah.
Right?
And this space is going to be paramount to that. I think that bringing external audiences in,
Yep.
I mean, whoever wants to learn
Do
about whatever we
community
do.
lunch and learns right here.
It's huge. Yeah. And we did a few of those back in the old space, but I think we can really, really blow it up.
So when we look at where we're at
Stars.
as an agency rolling into 2024, we can look back to the founding principles that were identified on paper with the whole collective of organizations and still say, yes, we are absolutely on the right track to continue to evolve that, to continue to support that. And what we've done, the decisions that we've made from location to location, from program to program, from client to client, still comes back to that. And then the daily decision making based on our values and how we integrate our values into the organization is really what I think becomes, the specialness of what it means to be within West Edge.
Core values, nailed
Core
it.
values.
Another great segue.
It's like I had a script.
It's like you almost have a plan, which is great. So, we've got 6 solid core values, and these have kind of changed a little bit over the time. But one of my favorites, and this was a little bit of the focus of last year, but I think we're really going to crush it this year. Make it memorable, right? Like, why are we doing this? Why? I love that you can take a deliverable through the process and say, is this going to make it memorable for the client? Is this going to make it memorable for their end user? So, the extended reality pieces is this client's recruiter's end user going to look at this thing that we as West Edge built and remember it? Well, that should be what we're striving for, right? So tell me what make it memorable means for you. I'm sure everybody in the company's got a different opinion of this, but I'd like to know what you think.
Oh gosh. I just think that it's mine's more of an internal, because I'm not out with all of the clients and everything, but internal, that's why I bring things in for people to try, that I've made or whatever. It's just to make every day memorable. Of there's got to be something that you can remember from that day that, made you happy or was just amazing. Like our immersive that we're doing, just the experiences that we're making is just, it blows my mind on what we can actually do and what we will be doing in the future. It's crazy, but it will definitely be memorable, and that's what we want. So.
Yeah, I think for me, the make it memorable is really about creating work that we're proud of, and really creating experiences that are memorable, experiences to remember. And that's not only with our clients' customers or their guests or their clients, it's with our clients, it's with each other. And to make it memorable, that stands on its own. Everybody every day can do something to make that memorable. Hopefully it's a positive rather than a negative memorable, but we all have the ability to make it memorable, and everybody in the company should be empowered to make it memorable.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. One of the things that I think you've done a good job of growing in the last year, and with account team that I've been kind of trying to drive is let's get through the day-to-day work, and what are those ongoing relationships that we can do and be empowered. I think it's cool to have a company that's like, if you want to go do something with a client, go do it with a client. It's not about their P&L or their bottom line. It's about, making sure that we work with people we want to. That's making it memorable to me, and internally with our team, like, Lake Day being a big chunk of who we are. We get to go and enjoy each other as friends, which is really, really cool.
Okay, so the next one, I heard you in another episode talking with Matt a little bit about this one, but this one is important to me because we all have a short time on this planet, right? We've got 70, 80, hopefully 90, 100 years, some not so fortunate. So the everyday of what do you do with your life, and what do you get paid for, and how do you spend your time on this planet? So one of my favorite values is do what you love. And how can we spark inspiration and celebrate the what we do and what makes us happy and get paid for it?
Yeah, right. So they say the thing that if you do what you love, you never go work. It's still work.
You never
Still
go
a
to
ton of
work.
work. That's
Yeah,
what they say.
yeah.
But, yeah, for me, like I get to leverage my strengths, right? So one of my strengths being I get to talk to people. I get to build relationships. I get to actually like share in the joy of what we do for clients. So to me, I don't know what else I'd do. This is 100% what I love. Like I get to actually be there and enjoy those situations. And I know that we have all sorts of creatives that are doing their own thing that they love to do. Like when we get Messina, we get her a project with folds and, like packaging, like she really gets excited about that. So like knowing that we can work with clients to develop solutions that utilize the things that we know are strengths of our team is really, really cool because then the passion shows. I mean, I don't even need to get into Matt and Ben and how they love lighting. I don't even know how that's a thing, but how they love a lot of those things that they do and that shows in the work, which is really cool. But I don't know. I don't know what I would do with my life if I wasn't helping people accomplish their goals in a fun and nurturing environment. It's really cool.
Yeah, helping people accomplish their goals. That's a segue into the next one, share the vision, right? What does share the vision mean to you?
Ooh, that's a big one. To me, I'm probably going to take it a different angle than some people would, but to me, it's opening the eyes that this is a thing, that like this is a successful organization, an industry that can let people do what they love and be who they are, and accomplish people's goals. Like back to the goals thing, but like kind of let people peek behind the curtain that we can do this and do it for you and they get to come enjoy it. So the sharing component, I think, is going to be a big part of our space. Letting clients come in here, have meetings right here at this bar and, show them that this is a shared space for
Break
everyone.
area.
Break
Break
area.
area.
Break area can have a surface that can be called a bar surface.
A bar top.
Bar top.
At the break area.
At the break area.
Bar top at the break area.
Yeah, I mean,
Coming on the next episode.
Share the vision, right? But just to inspire people to think beyond what their day to day is. There are so many of our clients that I've found that they're really, really ingrained in their paradigms and their inertia and their momentum, and they're like, that's why they come to an agency like us, is to say, we've tried it. We're struggling a little bit. We need someone to come at it from a different point of view. And if we can share that enthusiasm and that, outside viewpoint and be successful, that is us sharing that vision. And, once you get that momentum going, you just get these great relationships that last a long time.
Right.
Yeah.
What does keep it real mean to you, Barb?
Ooh.
Keep it real. Oh, it's not fake. Hey.
What a play on words.
Is it when you say
right?
the F word?
What's that?
No.
I'm trying to behave myself, not say the F word. Yeah, it just means that what we do, what we are, it's real. We're not putting on a front. It's not a secret. It's not anything that nobody knows. It's real. It's there. It's tangible, and we're gonna just put it out there and show everyone. And
speaking of keeping it real, you can actually hear a backup beacon
beeper
happening right now outside. I'm sure from the first episode, you guys all can tell in the ladders in the background, we're very much in the midst of construction. This is moving super duper quick, but this is as real as it gets, right? We're on a unfinished bar in our new break area. Right? Am I saying that right?
Correct.
And like, this is real. These guys have been busting their ass with the hammers and stuff. They gave us a little bit of a break today, which is really cool. But like, this is who we are. This is how we're doing it, which is cool.
Yeah, the share the vision, the focus on what's important, to keep it real, I'm a Southside Cheyenne kid, might be a little rough around the edges. That's okay. You can still be successful in life with being rough around the edges, and, be authentic, show up as you are. You got to be smart enough and bright enough to be sitting at the table with the suits, but you have to be humble enough and, real enough to wear the sandals, to be able to enjoy time with people. And, that's what our everyday should be about.
Otherwise, why do it?
Mhm.
Right. Yeah, I think that authenticity has been another part of our secret sauce. We've got people who are what they are, and when we have clients that buy into that and understand who we are and get it, it's a great match.
Right.
So that a lot of these core values tie into that. Um, Anything else on core values?
Yeah, I think
super important.
the important, right?
Yeah.
Do what's right, not what's convenient.
Yep.
Right? It's the definition of integrity. And every day I think we question ourselves, and are we doing what's right versus what's convenient? And we've empowered our team to call bullshit on anybody at any time. And that's the meaning of that is, if you feel that whether it's your superior or the colleague or a subordinate is, out of line or focusing on the wrong things, that's where everybody should be able to call that out. And for me, it's like stand up for what's right. Life's too short to put on the front to be fake, right? So do what's right is really important. And I think everybody, no matter where they're at in their career, needs to really take that gut check on their everyday and understand, are they doing what's right, not
Totally.
what's convenient.
Totally. Yeah, stop the presses, get the right product out there, right deliverable, but also just be a good person, right? And I think that that's super important.
Yeah, so you look at those founding principles, you look at the core values and what we've been able to build and our success and what success we've been able to bring to our clients. That for me is the recipe, right? That you got to be willing to sprinkle a little extra salt or pepper on it now and then. So those being our guiding lights, our shared vision, our ethos, we need to navigate around that roadmap in our everyday.
Well, and speaking of roadmap, so through all those pieces, we've talked through kind of where West Edge came from, kind of where we are now, and what those principles and core values and how they got us here. But where are we going? We're kicking off 2024. This is going to be a big year for us. We're obviously moving into our new space. We're starting these conversations and sharing a lot of the behind the scenes of the world. But like, what else are we going to be doing? Because there's some really big, exciting stuff.
Yeah, West Edge has been intentionally focusing on emerging technology over the last several years and pulling together all of our different products and services into a single service line. I haven't been this excited about a product really since back in the early days of web. You got to think, the late 90s, early 2000s, that's when I started. And immersive technology, immersive marketing, extended reality, augmented reality, all of these new fancy terms are really just pulling together everything we do and creating an experiential result for our clients and their guests. We are leaning very hard into utilizing all of our products and services to create the most immersive experiences for our clients and for their clients. So we are investing in our space. We're building a state-of-the-art video studio, editing suite that will be, second to none in our region.
Absolutely.
We've got an awesome break area. We've got the infrastructure break area to support mentoring and accelerating the next generation. So we are leaning heavily into the use of our space as a centralized community avenue to grow the creative economy. we're taking our services to the rest of the United States. We've seen great success with our products and our offerings to really offer something else that is a little bit more bleeding edge than what we've been doing in the past. So stay tuned. You know, I think we're going to be doing some cool things. You're going to be seeing some awesome stuff. We've had some really great success cases over the past, a couple of years that really prove up and lean into this.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we still have just continued to get better and better and better at the core marketing pieces that we've really built this company on, and knowing that how those things can support and grow the immersive space is just really exciting to be able to offer the whole look at it.
Yeah, and I think what's important for me is this has been at the request and the need of our current clients.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's not just to come up with something new for future clients,
Absolutely.
right? One of our unspoken values is, don't walk past current friends to shake hands with new ones. Governor Matt Mead, turned me on to that statement several years ago. And for me, that means a lot in the way that we do business on our day-to-day, and ensuring that our ecosystem of clients and partners feels just as well loved today as they do in 5 years from now, and to ensure that where we go to support our principles, our values, to be able to show additional results to the world and bring the world to Wyoming, I think will differentiate us.
Absolutely.
We're
Cool.
just headed in the way that the world is going right now,
Mhm.
just in that future.
We're
When I
not
would-
done yet, right?
I was
Right.
just going to say,
We're
I'd
not
say
done
we're
yet.
leading it in a lot of ways, but
Yeah.
well, awesome. Thank you guys for taking the time to kind of talk through this. I think that, this is a great way to kick off the new year, to kind of talk about where we've been, where we currently are, and where we kind of want to go. We have lots and lots more of these conversations coming up. We are going to be exploring some of the new space. We're going to talk about so many different things. You're going to get to meet so many more of the new team. So thank you so much for downloading, recording, listening, watching on YouTube, whatever it is. But just checking it out. We really want to share who we are with you, and really just talk about the things that get us, excited and passionate. So thanks. And we look forward to talking to you soon.